What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to the new review era. Today we'll be taking a look at this guy right here, the Ambler from Spun Designs. You can pick this up for $55 plus shipping, and I actually picked up the bead blasted version, which is no longer bead blasted. The only reason I got the bead blasted version was because it was the only one left. It's funny because I've been waiting for this to drop for quite some time. I had seen pictures of it on the Focusworks Facebook group page before Focusworks had even done anything with last room standing and the Access Micro. So it was a while ago. And when it dropped, it caught me when I was broke. So I didn't get the copper one, which I wanted. And I ended up having to go with this guy. That being said, I'm not disappointed. The bead blasted finish, I didn't like, but I knew I wasn't going to like it. I'm not one for finishes like that. It almost looked like it was painted. It was weird. I don't know. I didn't like it. I can't comment too much whether it was a good bead blast or a bad bead blast, because I don't really have anything that's bead blasted. That's not really my specialty. I don't really think I have a specialty actually, but that's definitely not my specialty. It did have a few issues because of the bead blasting. The caps, when I first got them, were quite hard to take off. One side would get stuck and you'd have to like really pop it out. And I felt like that pressure was making the bearing warped a little bit, I guess. And it was really reducing the spin times, and I don't know. And even the caps, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to pick that up. But I sanded them down a bit, but the texture it left on the caps, or the look even, it just looked like it was really like, I don't know, what's the word, like pitting, I guess, all over. You can still kind of see it there, but it's hard to pick up on camera. But the buttons or caps are quite comfortable. I do like them. And I do actually really enjoy this spinner. It still has a little bit of issue with the bead blasting. As you can tell, when I spin the caps, they're not spinning as freely as they should. And I feel like that's because when, let's take these off. When bead blasting, the bearing's not in there, obviously. And when you go put the bead bearing in there afterwards, I feel like it's a lot tighter because of the bead blasting, and that's causing the same issue as the post of the cap going on the inside. As you can see, it goes right in and out now because I've sanded the cap down, just sanded along the edges here. I suppose if I pop out the bearing and sand on the inside there, I could make it spin even more freely. But I don't really want to mess up the balance of it too much, and I feel like getting right on the inside there will mess up the balance. But let's see a picture. There's that number 25. So it says it's a slip fit, but it's more of a press fit because of the bead blasting. I'm not sure how the machine finish version is. I did actually talk to him, Brendan Collins, I believe his last name is, from Spun Designs, and he's doing a Mocha May, and I think, what was the other one? Oh wow, that's just gonna escape my brain like that, eh? What is that called? Zirconium, I think. Is it zirconium? Was he doing? I think it was zirconium. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But he has informed me that he's making a few changes, slightly bigger chamfers, maybe more rounded. The caps will be more rounded, he said. And that's good to know because I feel like all those little things, while this is nice the way it is, would make this even better. The tolerances with the caps are very, very, very tight. You have to have that bearing in there perfectly or it's going to rub. And that being said, with the one drop bearing, if you try to take another bearing and pop it in there, you're going to have issues. It's pretty much designed like a Wusa almost for that one drop. He has told me that he's going to make the tolerances a little less tight, a little looser, I guess you could say. So you can use other bearings in it, which is also good to know. I would like to get my hands on one of those Mokame ones that he's doing. I don't have any exotic metals like that. But I don't know, I got so much going on right now. Bills, spinners, everything else that I don't even know if I'm going to have the funds for it. So we shall see. But like I was saying, it was bead blasted, but I have sanded that down almost to a mirror shine. You can still see some fine scratches in there. But for stainless steel, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it much better than that. Especially the way I do it. Yeah. Should I get it? Let me get it and show you. So, this is what I've been using nowadays. I know, ghetto. But it's actually kind of cool because it has different steps. So you know, hey, if it's really bad, I start here, go to there, boom, 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 finish. So yeah, it does the job. Not perfectly, but for what I like and what I need. I don't really sand them down to get like a mirror polish. It's more for the feel of it that I like. I like that smooth feeling. What else can we talk about this guy? Ooh, I haven't really talked about anything on this guy. Dimensions. Comes in at 86 grams. It's 13 millimeters thick, cap to cap. 5 millimeters thick at its thickest, so right here. And it's, oops, I did that backwards. It's 5 millimeters at its thinnest, so right in there and right on here. And 8 millimeters at its thickest. It's 34 millimeters wide, so it's a pretty beefy spinner, all things considering. It's not that thick, but it is quite wide. It's like a little bow tie. Fidgeability on this guy. I'm really liking it. As most people know, I'm not really a flicker. For me, it's not the best flicker. I don't know, that sounds weird. It's not the best flicker. For flicking, I guess. Because the arms are so wide, it's a little hard to get in there perfectly every single time. But it does allow something else. That it's not really your traditional flick, but there is something satisfying about it. These little dips in the arms are quite nice. I was actually expecting this to be a lot bigger. I'll do a size comparison in a bit so you can actually see it compared to what I thought it was going to be, the size I thought it was going to be. But it is quite nice, especially for pulling. When you get your finger right on there, it's quite comfortable. And there's not really much of a difference from grabbing the outside and grabbing right there. You might get a little harder pull from the outside, but that is really comfortable. It's a puller. definitely. Flicking like that, your finger is gonna wanna pull it right back into that spot almost every time. So it's nice. It gets the job done for sure. We're really liking this. Just to say how much I'm actually liking it. I've gotten this and a couple other spinners recently. One of them being the Vada from USA. And everybody knows how I feel about USAs. And if you've held a Vada, you're going to know that's an amazing spinner. And this is probably the spinner that I've been carrying right behind that one. Especially because I won't take the Vada out of the house. I might actually be spinning this more than the Vada because I'll take this outside. It's $55. Vada is a little bit more expensive, so I don't want to drop it. It stays in my bedroom where it's carpeted, so even if I do drop it, it's not a big deal. I learned that with my Access Micro Copper. I dropped that on the tile in my bathroom. It was so sad. I fixed it, I guess, kind of. You can still kind of see the little dent, but from what it looked like and when I fixed it, it's a huge difference. What else do we want to talk about here? Finish, like I said, I'm not much for bead blasted finishes, so I'm not going to really comment on it too much. I can say that I didn't like it, but like I said, I'm no expert on bead blasting. Feel in hand is quite enjoyable, especially once I sanded it down. If you have one of these and you're not enjoying the bead blast finish, I highly, 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 highly suggest that you sand it down. This is just so comfortable. You get your finger flat like that. Oops. Ooh. Very nice. Let's do a little size comparison now, I guess. So we're going to bring in the spinner that I thought it was going to be the same size as. This guy right here. And they do look quite similar, I guess, in size. They're almost the same thickness. The Ambler is a little bit thicker, and the Peanut is quite a bit taller. But it's mostly like that. I don't know. I really expected this to be much more thicker here. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just the pictures to me were very deceiving. I don't know. And I find that I have that problem a lot when I see a picture of a spinner and then I get it in hand. It's always, or most often always, did I say that right? I don't know. I say all my words backwards all the time. Anyway, bigger or smaller than expected. And this is another one of those examples. But yeah, let's bring in some other ones. I don't know why I put that back. I'm all over the place right now. I haven't done a video in so long. My hands are so beat up right now. I just finished a 65-hour work week. I'm pretty tired, and my hands are pretty beat up from that work week. Yeah. But anyway, a little size comparison for you. It's probably the closest in height to this guy. Yeah, it's pretty much bang on. And closest in width to the Peanut. But it's still thicker than a Peanut. Almost the same length. Which one's taller? It might be exactly the same height. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't really want to get my ruler out. But yeah. It's not as long as I thought it was going to be. I actually told Brendan that I was hoping for an XL version of this. So maybe that's what the Mokome will be. He said it was going to be a little rounder, a little more chamfered, so we'll see. Really hope I can get my hands on that. He also said the buttons were going to be more round. But I don't know if I want that. I actually like a button or a cap that has an edge to it. Even this has an edge to it. I like these. I don't know if I could really consider that an edge, but I do like these as well. But anyway, I got nothing else. You already know the deal. Until next time. I didn't even talk about this. I won this on a Carver's Customs giveaway. Shout out to Carver's Customs. I've been meaning to get something from Carver's Customs for a long time. I'm not really even a pouch person. But when I won this, I ended up buying Game of Thrones pouch. Just because I want to show my appreciation for what they do for the community. They're very involved. If you watch their live streams on Saturdays, they're freaking hilarious. They're just getting bombed and telling jokes and having a good time, and I like that. I wish there was a way that we could all, like, live stream together in one big group and have, like, 20 people, like, on the screen. That would be cool. And have, like, a party, but not a party, because we'll all be separate, but you know what I mean. This guy, though. It's actually for a full-size try, which I didn't really want, but it was the only one that I could really find that I wanted, because a lot of the other designs they didn't have at the time, so I ended up getting this, but I figured out a way to put more than one spinner in it. So I actually have a Fidget HQ leather pouch in there. Pop that in there. And then on the outside of the Fidget HQ pouch, we'll pop this guy in there. And if I really want to, I could even take another one and pop it on the back side. So you actually have 3 spinners in there right now. Close it up. Success. And that's usually what I'm carrying these days. But now that I got them all packed away, it's kind of weird because the spinner that I'm reviewing is not even on the table right now. But anyway, live long and spin on. Like, sub, share. Please.